Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Nola Nerd movie review.
Whew!
This is us playing catch up.
This white collar work's driving me nuts.
Whew, man, I'm ready for a good beer and a long nap.
I could use a nap.
Oh, let's stretch.
Oh, good, everything popped back in.
Oh, the life of a blogger.
Oh man, that hunch, the blogger hunch, so hard.
Oh, you don't even know, man.
I need
My wrist is like feeling particularly carpal.
Does Obamacare cover that?
Thanks, Obama.
It feels like it should.
Maybe it does.
Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe I'll see a chiropractor to get my hunch straightened out.
God, you're ridiculous. Taken 2. That's what this one's about. That is twice as many Takens as the first.
Yes, it is. It really shouldn't be, but it is.
So yeah, I'm Matthew.
I'm Chris.
And we're the Nola Nerds, and this is our review of Taken 2. Here's all you need to know.
Watch Taken 1.
Did you like the first Taken? You're gonna like this one. Probably, maybe not as much because it just treads very familiar ground.
I would say definitely not as much.
But actually, I know people that said they like this one more.
They're fools.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I would put it like if Taken was here, Taken 2 is here. It's really really why? All right, explain.
No, let's go through the introductions. I'll explain my points as we get to them.
We just did introductions.
Okay then. Taken 2 is basically Taken 1, but without any of the surprise that Taken 1 had, and with kind of really ridiculous over-the-top bad guys that we got to know. Like the one main bad guy is so ridiculously villainous.
I don't see I actually did not think that at all.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I killed your son because he kidnapped my daughter to sell her into a sex trade. I don't care.
Yeah. You really think he cares? Do you think terrorist fathers care that they know what they're doing? All they care is that you killed my son and all of his friends and everyone I know.
I know. It's just I find it ridiculous.
That's why I'm sorry. That particular complaint of yours I find completely unfounded because it's like, yeah, he's a bad guy.
It bothers me.
His whole point is I'm getting revenge on you this time. I don't care why you did what you did. All I know is in result you killed my sons and probably everyone else I knew in my own little crime organization. He knows what they did because he's the boss of it all.
To be fair, though, they're really bad at getting revenge.
They are terrible at getting revenge.
For an international crime syndicate, they're excessively
They're an international sex crime syndicate. They don't really know how to deal with people like him.
Well, do you think they would know how to do a little violence?
Paying them off. Well, they do know how to do a little violence. They just don't know how to do violence against a coordinated CIA-trained tactical assault.
One guy.
That's different.
One guy.
Yeah.
One guy.
Which means that you really don't know where he's coming from.
You know what would be the most effective way to stop Liam Neeson? Chain him up, put a bullet through both his kneecaps.
Yeah, but then you don't get the revenge aspect. He's not... All right, the villain isn't very good at what he does.
No, he's not.
He's not an over-the-top ridiculous villain. He's just an ineffectual one.
I think that might be worse.
No, because how many times do you think he's had to get revenge on someone who's killed half of his organization? I posit that it's probably the first time it's ever come up.
I think they would have a contingency for that. Violent lives end violently.
No, why would they don't have contingency plans because they don't plan that kind of shit.
I'm just saying.
Just saying
they should probably have.
So, end of Taken 1. He's now patched things up with his ex, I guess. Not officially. But
yeah. I guess for saving your daughter from sex terrorists is a really
aphrodisiac.
A really good way to get back in.
Right? So then they surprise visit him when he's on a business trip, and they were only planning on taking Liam Neeson, but then family got in the way.
Yeah, because you gotta travel outside the country.
Yeah,
gotta get back on that horrible horse that almost sold you into slavery.
It's almost as if at the end of this one, it's like, does the ex-wife still like him more, or is she more afraid of him? Because it's like, oh, now you've saved me and my daughter twice, but you're the reason we were taken this time.
You know what? Sploosh. That's her response.
Yep.
Sploosh.
I thought here's my problems with the film compared to the first one.
Okay.
Because as taken on its own,
That's actually much better than your Looper ones.
Right?
Yeah.
It was a fine action film, a fine revenge action film, which I think is a genre that really exploded into popularity because of Taken.
It exploded back into popularity.
Right, just the pure action revenge film. And what I liked best about Taken, it didn't have any subplots. It was just like, I'm on a crusade to get my daughter back and fuck anyone who's in my way. Like, I don't fuck consequences and due process and all that shit. I'm a man with skills, and you're gonna die.
Yep.
The problem with Taken 2 was it had that same thing, but like he said, we'd seen it before.
Yeah.
It didn't try to do anything different. I don't think it needed to do anything differently. But the problem is, it didn't have the same, like, I guess the word I'm looking for is quotability. Like, you can look at the first one and everyone knows that phone call scene.
Yes.
There was no, like, Taken 2 version of that scene.
No. And one of the things, and I don't know if it was because of our theater or something. I thought the sound effects were way subdued.
I'm going to blame the theater for that one.
Okay, well, it was way subdued to the point where, while the fight scenes were realistic, they didn't feel like dynamic
because they didn't sound it.
No,
I'm going to blame the theater for that one.
I'm sure it is the theater's fault.
Also, there's that one scene in the first one where he's torturing the guy with electric rods, and that just cements Liam Neeson as the ultimate badass in your head.
Mm.
There again was no comparable scene in part 2.
No, it also took a while to get rolling too. I mean, the first one took maybe 20 minutes of setup, and then it was on its way. And this one we had to take a couple minutes for him to meet the new girlfriend, the new boyfriend, to hang out with his wife, barbecue with his buddies, do his job in Istanbul.
You need to have the barbecue with the buddies scene, though.
Yeah, you do, because you got to remind everyone
that he has the support team.
He has friends.
Right. And my only other problem was they completely glossed over and ignored the fact of the first one ending with her, like, trying to become a music star.
Oh, yeah, that was a plot.
Never mentioned, not even in passing, like, yeah, I realized it wasn't for me.
I hung out with that pop star for a couple of days.
Yeah.
No, just
that was actually the only thing that really, like, irked me plot hole wise. But we've been talking about a lot what we didn't like. Why don't we talk about what the movie? Because I mean, it was a good movie. Yeah. We enjoyed it. Like, don't get us wrong. But the problem is you have to compare it to Taken 1, and it is a step down.
Yes.
I guess we just disagree in the amount of down step.
Yeah. I will say that the car sequences were very good.
Yes.
Some of the hand-to-hand fights were good. Some of them were okay. The final fight scene with the mini boss on the raised platform, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But some of the other ones, like when he's taking on a group of them, it was just, I don't think the camera work was that good because I had a little trouble following.
It almost went like Born. What's the second one? Born Supremacy. Yeah, Born Supremacy, where with an over reliance of shaky hand cam.
Yeah, which is good and puts you in the action, but it's
in moderation.
Yeah,
but again, we're going back in the thing.
Well, I know, but it's a good and it's a mixed bag.
It is.
I thought the daughter and the mom were. I thought the daughter was really good. The mom was kind of a non-factor.
The mom was just like, I'm passed out, bleeding out for most of the movie. But the daughter stepped it up this time.
She really did. And I think that was.
She's really taken control of the situation.
Now you're killing me. She really stepped up into her own. Like when they're coming to get her, she's calm and collected. She knows what she has to do. She follows the instructions. And I thought that's a nice thing where she could easily have just shriveled up and just been like, not again.
The scene where just the whole concept of how the Liam Neeson directed his daughter to help him find out where she was.
Yes.
Using sound triangulation
and grenades.
With grenades was just awesome.
Yes. Yes, it was.
And that's the kind of shit, like, I mean, and there were several instances in this movie where you just realize why Liam Neeson, again, is such a badass now. Like, because Taken really, I mean, he's been in action movies before, kind of, like he was Qui-Gon Jinn, stuff like that. But he never really been that badass until Taken.
Yeah, but now he
was Ra's al Ghul.
He's now a cerebral badass.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
He thinks because not only is he like a badass fighter, he's also
he can track you down like a bitch.
Yeah, he can outsmart you too.
Yeah,
And I think that was another thing that showed
Also,
off how good Liam Neeson is.
He possesses the death touch.
I hate the death touch.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like, it's only because the movie did not do a very good job of showing that there was a spike in the wall.
There was?
Yeah.
Oh!
You didn't... Yeah,
No!
Yeah.
Okay, the final confrontation between him and the bad guy, Liam Neeson gives him the whole, I'm tired, if you keep saying people, I'm going to kill them, I don't want to do this anymore.
There's
And the guy's like, I'm so filled with hatred. And then, like Liam Neeson hands him a gun and walks away. The guy pulls the gun at Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson turns around, like kind of sighs, and then this is what I saw in the film.
Okay. Now, what he actually did was pushed him against the wall, and the wall had like decorative like spines on it, and it stabbed him in the neck, killed him instantly.
There was, I didn't catch the spikes, and there was no after shot to show him like bleeding or like twitching.
That's why I'm saying like they did a poor job of showing you.
It basically looked like he shut his eyes and placed his hands on his face, and then the guy was just like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Well, when you're stabbed right in the base of the neck, it's instantaneous.
No, that makes perfect sense. But I wish they had shown something to show that.
Agreed.
That had happened.
I mean, it's badass when you realize that's what happened.
Oh yeah.
Like just.
Yeah, just.
Like a schoolyard bully going, "Fuck your shit."
Yeah, but it wasn't well shot. So that's been driving me nuts for weeks. That Liam Neeson has a death touch.
Okay, now you know.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle. Liam Neeson.
Shut up.
Because he's CIA. Which is,
that's not part of G.I. Joe. That's not part of G.I. Joe.
Taking me back. This movie was so action-packed, I was taken aback. Why is it so awesome constantly?
It's not. You're driving me nuts.
Are we doing this?
If you're going to keep
read some Death in the Family.
If you're going to keep making Taken puns, I'm going to keep reading
All right,
puns.
fine.
Thank you.
What else we got about this movie? I mean, it's Taken 1 as a sequel.
It was short.
It was short and sweet. They didn't have much fluff, and once it got started, it got started.
Yeah, and fun. Yeah, I mean, it probably could have stood to be a little more streamlined after taking out all the stuff in the beginning, but for what it did, it was pretty short, pretty sweet.
I really wish the guys who played his CIA partners played into it more, because they didn't have much to do in the first one either.
Yeah, well,
I want them to because I think they've already confirmed Taken 3, and I want it to be focused on his friends.
I think it should, because I think like
taking his family again is just ridiculous.
Taking anything from him again is ridiculous.
But
it's almost too much.
I think it almost should be like his friends are like on a mission and they're captured. Like, it had nothing to do with him. But he's the guy that has to go rescue him. Something like that.
If they did that, I would be okay with that.
But I can't picture a family member getting taken again. At least in any plausible sense.
If it is, I'm not certain I could do it.
Or if it's Taken 3, other movies have done this. Like, think of the new Bourne movie. Have it be a different CIA. Like, make it be one of his friends.
Have it officially be his daughter doing the rescuing.
Like, have Liam Neeson in it, but have the person taken not related to him.
Yes.
Like, he's in it as support for the new guy or something. I don't know.
I think that revenge films are films that suffer from diminishing returns.
Oh yeah. Like
Death Wish is great. Death Wish 2 is a little less great. Death Wish 6 is not great at all. I mean, it's just the nature of the revenge film. And I think if they do a Taken 3 and they're going to do anything with it, that they need to spice it up.
Maggie Grace, hot though.
She's very hot.
All right,
so let's do reviews.
I give this one an 8.5. I gave the first Taken a 9.5.
Yeah.
So, and I was really excited for this when we saw it for my birthday weekend. This is a no-brainer purchase. This is happening. So,
I gave it a 7. I would not purchase this unless it was like under $5.
Really?
Yeah. Because I have Taken. Yeah, whatever. I have Taken 1. I don't need to see any more of Taken or of that story. So
fair enough. Well,
it's like Born Identity.
Okay. Well, I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
We're the Nola Nerds, and that has been our review of Taken 2.